Okay, we're on part E now of chapter 7. Now, we're going to be using the touch type tool. With the touch type tool, we can modify properties of the characters in the text that we have typed. This is really fun, and I think you'll enjoy this, but there is a small glitch in here, and I'll explain that as we get to it. We're going to zoom in, if you haven't already, onto the text you have that's ZooTales. And if you've changed it to a nice blocky font, something with a serif on it, we use Garmin Pro, that's fine. If you want to use something else, go for it as well. But we're going to now, you can either access this out of the character panel up here, use the touch type tool here, or under your text tool, it's going to come up at the bottom, touch type tool. And the text that you have selected is now going to become active for the touch type tool. And all you need to do is click on a letter. What that does is it's going to bring up these lovely little boxes for each letter, and it's got a dot above it. Now, the different points around the box allow you to do different things. This box is pretty much an anchor point. So this box is pretty much standard. This box will let you change sizes. It'll let you bring your width wider. You can resize on the top. This one will keep you constrained, so you can enlarge out evenly. This one is going to let you go to stretch your type vertically. This will let you do rotations on an individual letter. So this is really a lot of fun to deal with. It's got a glitch or two, but for the most part it works as advertised. So what we're going to do now, we've got the Z clicked on it to select it, and we're going to adjust the character in different ways. Now, if you don't have your smart guides turned on, you do want to have your smart guides on, because you're going to use the dialog box that pops up so that you can control the sizing and stuff that you do. So make sure that your smart guides are turned on, and they are for me, so I'm going back to my Z. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this upper right hand corner, and I'm going to just click on that, and I'm going to start to drag. I want to take my scale up to approximately 190% for both height and width. So I'm using that upper right hand corner. 180, 100 and right around 190, somewhere in through there. That's pretty good. If you're going off the top of the page, don't worry about it. You're going to move that around. Now, it's still selected, so click back in the center of the letter and drag down, because your baseline is going to shift down. So we want to go about 24 points down, somewhere in through there. That's pretty good. So we just did a baseline shift by clicking and dragging. Now we're going to go to the letter O. Just click in the middle of the letter. Now, we can rotate this. We're going to grab the circle, that little dot that's there, and you can see that you get a little double-headed arrow there with that's curved. Grab that and rotate this about 20 degrees. So, oh, wrong way. Let's go this way, 20 degrees. Now, this is off to the side a little bit, and it's kind of weird shaped, or weirdly placed, I should say, but we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So grab this corner, which is what was the upper right hand, and just drag up. You see you're getting your horizontal and vertical scale. We're going to take this to about 125% of what it was. And it's a little bit out of whack for easy reading. So we're going to grab that again in the middle and just shift it over to nest that letter up against the Z. Okay, so now we're going to move with the next letter O, and we want this kind of playful. So again, we're going to go up to the rotation. This time we're going to rotate it clockwise. So turn to the right, minus 35 degrees. 36, close enough. We want to go up in scale. So to do up in scale and hold the proportions, we want to drag from the right, upper right again, and we're going to drag up to just a little bit bigger, 105%. So it's not as large as the other one, 104, 106, anywhere in there is fine. And this time we're going to grab the center of the letter again, drag it over, and you can also pull it down. So we're going to shift our baseline down to about 25% or 25 points down. 25.26. Okay, close enough. Okay, so now I have my zoo is now placed. Now, I want to next work with the letter T. Now the T, we want to move, let's see, we want to scale this. So we're going to scale this up first to, and grabbing that right upper corner, up around 150%, somewhere in through there. Doesn't have to be exact. Now this is where things gets a little bit sticky. We need to drag this letter down, and now it's working. It didn't, no, it won't go any farther over. Okay, if you want this any tighter, and it's fine the way it is, but it's not going to go any tighter because of the space. It's going to leave a space in between. So you're fine with wherever you happen to drag that to, and you might want to change it after you do some other. If you really want this to snug up, you're going to have to take that space out. You're fine with it the way it is. We do want to scale this up approximately 150% now. Oh, I went a little big. 160. Okay, there's close enough, 150%. Maybe I did that already. Now, I want this tall. I don't want it so wide, but I want it tall. So I'm grabbing the left-hand upper dot, and I'm going to drag that up so I have a vertical scale of about 185%. So that text is now taller. Remember, I cannot move this over any farther because of where that is. The next thing that we're going to do is move our letter A over. We just want to snug that up. So we're grabbing the letter A, dragging that over. We don't want to do a baseline shift. I've done mine a little bit. Let me not do that. 3 to 3. I really want that to be 0. There it is, back to 0. But I drug the A over, which brings the rest of the text over with it. Now, if you wanted that T to be a little bit closer, what you'd have to do is you would have to make this all one word. And that is, that's going to make it a little odd. You could actually do that and then do a visual placing, but you're going to come up with a spelling error on that. But this is using that using the touch text, and which is really kind of fun and great possibilities for making lovely kind of designs like this. Okay, we're moving on, and we're going to go to changing paragraph attributes. I'm on page 232 now. As with character attributes, you can set paragraph attributes like alignment or indenting before you enter new type or to change the appearance of existing type. If you select several type paths and type containers, you can set the attributes for all of them all at the same time. So most of this type of formatting is done in the paragraph panel. You can get this by clicking up here on paragraph, or you can go to window, type, and paragraph, and you'll get the same option box. Looks like this. We're going to click off now. I want to get my selection tool, and I'm going to click off to deselect because I want to move to one of my other paragraphs now. So let me go to View, Fit Artboard in Window, and I'm going to move back to my Type tool this time, and we want the cursor into this text box that says the Animal Zoo welcomes, and just click in there to get it selected, and we're going to open up the paragraph panel here. Okay. Now we want space after paragraph. That's just like in Word. If you want to put a space in after a paragraph, we're going to do that same type of thing. 11 points goes in there. We are in points, so if you just hit 11 and you can hit your tab, don't hit enter because you are working kind of in text, and you might accidentally put a return in your text there. So if you just hit the tab key, that will work the same way. It seems to work a little bit easier sometimes. You can try the hitting enter, but sometimes it'll do odd things. So we have now spaced out our text a little bit. Yeah, and they actually talk about setting a spacing value rather than pressing the return. Oh, no, they're just talking about setting a spacing value in there instead of using an extra return or something, because you have more control over everything that way. Now, we want to move down. By the way, that just put it into that text. It did not affect the rest of the story that's on the other side because we didn't use that piece to make that change. We only put it into that first paragraph. Now, we want to go down to the text that says Safari Zoo and use your selection tool to pick up the word, oh, come on, selection tool. We want to pick up Safari Zoo, and we want to pick up Thursdays. So shift click to select both of those. And in the panel up at the top, we want to click in the paragraph panel. Well, actually, you don't even need paragraph panel. We just need next to the paragraph, align center. That shifts your text so that it is going to be aligned on the middle instead of having it flush on one of the sides. Let's see. There's a section in your book on glyphs that talks about finding things like bullet points and stuff like that. We are working with that at the moment, but just, you might read that just because it's helpful and good and interesting. Now, we can also do unique type shapes. I'm on 233 right below the Working with Glyphs box. We are back looking at our whole dartboard again, and we sometimes need to reflow the text between text objects. We're going to learn how to resize, unlink, relink, and reshape text objects. We're going to see how far we can get with the next 2 minutes. With the selection tool, you need to click the text in that main story. So back to, text tool, we're clicking on that. You can see the thread is there. What we want to do is drag the right middle point of the vertical guide, or to the vertical guide. So we're going to grab this text box and bring this over to that vertical guide that's in the center of the artboard. Now, double click the out port. Well, let's see. I think we want this. We want to click this and double click on that out port. Okay? That breaks that link. So we don't have that connection anymore. So that, notice the text is gone from up here. The object box is still there. There it is, but there's no stroke, there's no fill, it's just blank. Using the selection tool, we're going to go to the bottom middle handle of the bounding box, not the square below, but just that handle in the center, and drag down until the text favorite stuffed animal shows. And that's where we're going to quit on this one. Don't forget your favorite stuffed animal. Stop.